Computer Science and Engineering branch, and wherein we'll be discussing about Computer Science and Engineering, CSBS, Computer Science and Business Systems, Computer Science Data Science, and Computer Science Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, Computer Science Data Science, Computer Science IoT, and Computer Science Cybersecurity. So all these branches, so we'll be very glad to clarify all the doubts or anything that the parents or the students might be having at this point of juncture, just because you are on the verge of getting your admissions into various colleges. So we just wanted to give an overall perspective related to these branches, the career prospects or the curriculum wise, what are the differences and all these things. So we'll be starting off sharp at 10 o'clock, wherein our resource persons will join us very shortly. So those who have not registered with us, I have put a link in the chat box, so the parents can just fill up that form in case if you have not done it on our website, because we have an inquiry registry on our website admissions page. So you might have probably got your mails through that, or if you have got this link through some other source, I just advise you to get into the forms and fill it up.
Bhima.
Bhimalingappa sir, mute yourself.
Okay.
Bhimalingappa, please join on YouTube link, okay? Please exit from Google and join on YouTube.
Okay.
I request all the faculty members, except that spokes, please join with YouTube channel.
You are not audible.
Akshit Reddy, please click on that link, whatever you find in the chat box. You will be diverted to the Google form, so you just need to fill in the details over there. So the form is active. Already I have checked it. Please, you can just click on that link, whatever is provided in the chat box, if you just want to fill in the inquiry register. So the intention of this inquiry registry is just to put you in the loop about the various activities which we'll be doing. And as well as when the application becomes active, we'll be pushing an SMS alert to you all, those who have inquired with us through this inquiry registry. So the parents or the students, those who have not done it, can please look into the chat box. You will find the link over there. So you just need to click on the link.
Shiva, you have 2 logins, why?
Ma'am, one for live streaming, ma'am.
Okay. Right.
So if you have any queries, parents can just drop into the inquiries into the chat box. So the team from CSC and I will be looking into those chat box inquiries and we'll be answering you appropriately then and there itself. Okay, the session will start sharp at 10 o'clock. And after that, you can post your queries at the end if you want to unmute yourself and ask something. So, or in case, you can also put it in the chat box. You have an option to put it in the chat box. If you don't know to put it in chat box, you can just unmute yourself and speak. But please do it at the end of the session. Welcome, Sandhya ma'am. Good morning.
Morning, Kanti Sudha ma'am.
Yeah. So today we have all the different SPOCs from the various branches and the various specializations we have. From CSBS, we have Dr. S. Nagini ma'am, and from CSAML, we have Sandhya ma'am. From CSC Data Science, we have Kiranmai ma'am, And from CSE IoT, we have Baby Ma'am. And from CSE Cybersecurity, we have Kranti Sir. So we have all the related faculty, senior expert faculty available in this particular meet. So you're free to put forth your questions or your queries, whatever you have related to the branches perspective or anything related to the CSE branch also. So VNR Vijnana Jyoti Institute of Engineering and Technology has been started in the year 1995. We have a legacy of 25 years in this domain of engineering, and we have extended ourselves into various branches of engineering. On a whole total, we have around 13 specializations right now in BTech streams. Already we are conducting various sessions to bring in an awareness among the parents and the students about the branches and the specializations so that it helps you in your choice making of the particular branch during admission. And we have roped in the industry experts also from this. In this context, we have got Mr. Sangameshwar from Senior Manager from Amazon. We have Kalidindi Pratik Verma from Microsoft and Mr. Mageshwaran from TCS. So we have 3 people on board coming from the industry. Kartikeya, yeah, this is basically to give an insight into the various branches of CSE. But in specific, if you are looking for something, please post it in the chat box. We'll try to answer you. We'll be giving you an intro about our department in VNR from our HOD, head of the department, BV Kiranbai ma'am. And then followed by that, we will be talking about the various specializations. And we have also our alumni, Akshay and Sneha, who will be joining us from abroad and who will be giving their experiences also, who will be sharing their experiences also. So related to the admission process, as I told you, I'll be online itself throughout the meet. So please post it into the chat box. I will try to answer so that we don't disturb the process of whatever is scheduled over there. Yeah, from Dubai, yes, sir. Ravindra Babu, sir, I have seen your chat. So 1st to 12th grade, she has done in UAE. So you are waiting for 12th grade results. NRI admission, yes, sir. I'll try to tell you. Yeah, since we have 3 minutes, I'll just quickly tell you. Sir, NRI status basically is intended for students who have studied abroad. So since you are telling that you have studied from 1st to 12th over there, so I guess you will fall into that category of NRI itself. So the application process will generally start after MCET, sir, within a week after the MCET result. And we'll be putting it online. So on the website itself, we'll be hosting the application wherein you can fill all the details required over there. And being an NRI, we'll be asking you some proofs related to that, which you'll have to furnish in the form of scanned copies, which are just like visa, work permit, and passport, and all those things. So in the application process, depending on the applicants, whoever are applying from abroad, so we'll just take the merit list into consideration. In the sense, it's not just 1 or 2 candidates who are applying for VNR. Over the few years, last 3 years, if you see, there are many applicants coming from abroad who have studied complete education over there, and they are coming for joining engineering in VNR. So depending on the applicants, sir, and depending on the in the applicants, whoever are applying to us, we'll sort it out, and based on that, we'll offer you the branch required.
Okay, when can I get information about the admission date?
So that's what I told you. We have an inquiry register available on our website admissions page. So you can just fill in the details over there. So your mobile will be registered so that whenever the application becomes active, we'll send an SMS alert, sir.
That's fine. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. So any admission process queries, I'll be just answering you in the chat box. Please, first, let us go with the process of whatever we intended to get through this particular session. So this is a panel discussion intended to give an insight into the various specializations of CSE and related branches. Yeah, admission process, I'll be answering you in the chat box. B category admissions will start, any admission, NRI or BCAT will start only after MCET result. So you will have to be patiently waiting for that. Since due to this pandemic, everything is going to be delayed. So most probably you can be expecting around in the month of August, most probably. So you can just keep looking into our website, or you instead of that, you can re-register into your inquiry registry. Yeah, welcome, Sneha. Welcome, Sneha. So I can see her. Yeah.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you, Sneha, for joining us in spite of the time lapse which we have between you and us.
No worries.
Thank you for
Always
joining
pleasure to
into
be
this particular session.
pleasure to be joining as well.
Yeah. Hi, Akshay, Pratik, and Sneha.
Hi, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Yeah, fine. Very glad to see you people on the today's session.
Same here. Same here.
Okay, first, I am addressing all these three. First, I will be presenting the PPT on the department. After the end of the PPT, within 15 minutes, we will be ending with the presentation. So after that, Pratik, Akshay, and Sneha will be presenting, or else you can say that you can talk on the disciplines of the CSE and what will be the careers on the computer science. So in the coming 10 years, how will the boom will be in the IT industry? So that part, please, you are going to talk it. Okay. So
Yeah, welcome Akshay and Pratik. Welcome to this panel discussion.
Yeah. Kanti, shall
Yes.
we start?
Yeah, we'll start now. Yeah. Good morning to all the parents and students. So today we have this panel discussion on exploring the horizons of computer science and engineering. So the intention is to give you an insight into the various streams of CSE and CSE related branches, the new branches, whatever we had, like CSBS, Computer Science and Business Systems, CSE AIML, CSE Data Science, CSE IoT, and CSE Cybersecurity. So today we have in this panel discussion Dr. B.V. Kiranmai ma'am, head of the Department of CSE. We have industry persons, Mr. Sangameshwar Reddy from Amazon, and from Kalidindi Pratik Verma from Microsoft, and Mr. Mageshwaran from TCS. Also, we are joining us. We have Akshay, Sneha, and Pratik, our alumni of CSE, who are joining us today in this panel discussion. So first, initially, it will be started with the intro about the department from Dr. B.V. Kiranmai ma'am, and followed by that, we'll look into the the things which our alumni can put forth in this context, and then we'll proceed with the industry persons, Mr. Sangameshwar and Mr. Pratik and Mr. Mageshwaran. Welcome to all the panel members who have joined us today for this live panel discussion. I do hope the parents will get a greater insights hearing out to them. And please, whatever doubts you have, you can just put it in your chat box. Yeah, welcome, ma'am. B.V. Kiranmai ma'am. So you can start off.
Yeah, welcome, Sangameshwar Reddy. Very good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got late.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Sumant, start presenting. Yeah, very good morning, respected parents and all my dear students who are going to admit in the first BTech in Computer Science and Engineering, VNR IIT. So I am Dr. B.V. Kiranmai, Professor and Head of the Department, Computer Science and Engineering. So now I'd like to have a brief description about the department on the awareness of the activities of the department. So the agenda of the department would look like, first I'm going to give the introduction of the department, then the faculty in the department, collaborations with the industry, the research and consultancy activities in the department, students placement, students achievements, faculty achievements, and what are the other branches in the CSE we are handling in the department, and how is CSE different from the other branches. Next. So the Department of Computer Science and Engineering has been started in the year 1995 with an intake of 40 students. And CSE is one of the prestigious and the largest department in this institute. CSI has an accreditation with NBA and also recognized as a research center by JNTU Hyderabad. Our prospectus. So we are imparting the very quality education since 1995. And our department has recognized as a research center by JNTU Hyderabad. And we are getting the full-time PhD scholars from JNTU Hyderabad from the last academic year. And we have a laboratory of Center of Excellence in the Data Science, where our faculty are expertised in data science. We have conducted the conference on the data science and published papers, and also we have received various grants in the domain of the data science. We have the experienced, dedicated, and the committed faculty in the department. Even we got a very appreciation from the National Board of Accreditation saying that the department has the dedicated and committed faculty. And we have a very strong alumni association where every Saturday one or the other alumni will be interacting with our student in delivering their guest lectures or else mentoring the student and awareness on the respective branch, and also the giving the mentoring the students in their career. The programs offered by the department. So the department has been offered 6 branches: computer science and engineering with an intake of 240. Computer science and business system. This is a branch we have started in the year 2019 in collaboration with TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. So TCS will be designing the curriculum and will be conducting the faculty development programs in the certain courses. And the intake of CSBS is 60. Now coming to the other new branches, we have introduced 4 new branches in the year 2020. Artificial intelligence and machine learning, data science, cybersecurity, and Internet of Things, each with an intake of 60. And we are also proposing the other program that is in BTech Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. So this, if at all, this program has been approved by AI. Radhika, please mute.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah, AICTE have given us a permission to take up the program on artificial intelligence and data science. And still we are waiting for our university to give up the MOA, that is the no objection certificate. So if at all the JNTU gives us, so we are going to introduce a new program on artificial intelligence and data science from this academic year. And the department also offers 2 PG programs, that is MTech CSE and MTech Software Engineering, each with an intake of 80. Next. About the faculty in the department, so there are totally 75 faculty in the department. Out of them, 7 are professors, 9 are associate, 59 are assistant professors. Currently, we have 20 PhDs in the department, and 48 faculty have been pursuing their PhDs in NIT Patna, NIT Warangal, JNTU Hyderabad, IIIT Hyderabad, HCU, Anna University, etc. Our faculty are very much expertise in the domains of AML, data science, AR/VR, deep learning, and also our faculty have received the various certifications from IIIT Hyderabad, ServiceNow, Emeritus for the design thinking program. Next. Infrastructure of the department. So currently we have 24 academic laboratories for UG and PG programs and 4 research laboratories to conduct the research by the faculty and also the UG PG students. And we have all the classrooms and the laboratories are ICT enabled, and we have a Wi-Fi campus with a bandwidth of 500 Mbps. Next. collaborations, coming to the collaborations, the institute and the department have an MOU with the various industries like TCS, Capgemini, Quantel, Center of Excellence in the cybersecurity, EPAM, and Infosys. So what will be the outcomes from these collaborations? So these are the outcomes for the last 3 years. So 40% of the students have been offered placements by this company. 394 students got internships from the industry. And the TCS every year conduct the remote internships to the student. So in the last 3 years, 50 students have been doing their internships in TCS. Industry visits, so the last 3 years, our students have visited the 13 companies. So in the last 1 year, we have not conducted any industry visits due to this pandemic situation. We conducted the 76 guest lectures, 18 technical trainings, and the industry officials plays a very important role in the design of a curriculum. So in this point, I want to say that the curriculum of the artificial intelligence and machine learning, we have invited Sangameshwar Reddy, who is now the panel member also in this panel discussion. So we have taken inputs from him and we have designed the curriculum for artificial intelligence and machine learning program. Next. Research and consultancy. So in the last 3 years, the department have generated 84 lakhs in research funding and also consultancy. So currently there are 4 research projects undergoing by the faculty, and consultancy we have generated about 30 lakhs in the last 3 years. So one of the consultancy project I want to present over here, that is developing of a virtual tour for a Warangal heritage. So this we got it from the Telangana government. So we have developed, our faculty have developed a virtual tour for the Warangal temples, and the government have sanctioned 10 lakhs for it. We have completed the project and delivered the product to the government of Telangana. Next. Coming to the placements, so the statistics shows the placements in the last 3 years. Now for the academic year 2021, so 288 students are on rolls. Out of the 288, 253 are eligible for the placements. That is, the students without any backlogs and have the first class. Okay. And 253 are eligible for the placements, and out of them, 232 got placed. And remaining 21 students have been, they were going for the higher studies, or else they have their own organizations or the startups. And the table shows the number of students who have been placed in the companies and their packages. So the last year we have 1 student who have placed in Denso, which is a Japanese-based company with a package of 41 lakhs. And ServiceNow, the current academic year, 7 students have placed. Amazon, 24 students have placed between a package from 14 lakhs to 31.5. And this Amazon placements, I can tell you proudly, this is only because of Sangameshwar Reddy, who is the first alumni of this institute. Because of him only, we are aware of that particular Amazon, and our students have been placed over there. Thank you very much, Sangam. And 30 students have placed in JPMC with a package of 14 lakhs, and various other the companies and along with their placements are shown in the table. Next. So this is just the highlights of the placement. So I want to tell you that now the 2022 placements have also started. So now currently 32 students of the 3rd years have already placed in JPMC with a package of 14 lakhs. And now 11 students have placed in Accolade, and 7 students have placed in the CDK Global. Okay, so far 54 students have placed. The current 3rd years have already got the placements, and now within another 10 days, again we'll start the placement seasons for the 2022 batch who are the current 3rd years. Next. The department achievements, the Dr. C. Kiranmay and Dr. Ramesh Chandra have received the Best Teacher Award from ISTE. And myself, Dr. B.V. Kiranmay, have received the CSI Best Accredited Student Branch 2020 which was a conference held at KIT Bhubaneswar. Mr. N. Sandeep Chaitanya have received the CSI Longest Continuous Student Branch Coordinator Award. Student awards. So 2 of our students have received the Best Student Award from ISTE, and one of our students, Baswaraj, he has awarded as the Best Student Innovator. And I'm very happy to say that the Baswaraj have also applied for a patent, and the patent was granted for his work on the speech and sneeze analyzer, cough analyzer work, what he has done it. And one of our students, Mr. Gautam Sai, he has received an award, Best CSI Commitment Student Branch Award from the CSI, the Odisha chapter. Next. So these are the, our students have won the hackathons. So only few of them are listed over here. So our students have won the hackathon by Deloitte, and also Deloitte have offered them the placement. We are the winners of the Smart India Hackathon conducted by AICT India. And students are winners of the Swish Hackathon conducted by Japanese company. And also we have one of our students have got the placed over there. And our students have won the hackathon in the Designathon conducted by JNTU Hyderabad. Our alumni, Mr. Rupesh Mittal, he has started his own startup, I can say, that is Cyber Jagruti. And his mission is to make an awareness on the cyber crime throughout India. So he is conducting various webinars, guest lectures throughout India to make the awareness on the cyber crime. And Mr. Rohit, he is a student who got placed with a package of 41 lakhs in Denso, which is a Japanese-based company. And Ramana, he is one of our alumni. He is actually an entrepreneur looking after the Apollo Hospital, so he is on the Forbes. Next. Now it is over to Nagini to introduce the computer science and business systems and what are the career perspectives or the job perspectives. It is over to Nagini.
Thank you, Bevikiran ma'am. Good morning to one and all. Myself, Dr. S. Nagini. I've been associated with the college since 1998. Just wanted to say a few important job prospects for the students joining in CSBS program. I have to say that CSBS is a brand new and a revolutionary branch in engineering that gives you a lot more in terms of overall skill development, which includes communication skills, core computer science technical skills, more of maths and statistical skills, and business skills. All together which suits the revolution that is coined as Business 4.0 era by TCS. This curriculum is purely designed by TCS in coordination with ISI, that is Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. So these inputs will be giving you a better understanding of how to leverage computer science in business domain. Overall, a wide range of placement opportunities will definitely be pipelined for the students taking CSBS program in terms of product-based and service-based companies, government and private sectors, banking and health insurance sectors, manufacturing sector, financial sector, business analysis, and marketing sector. So with these inputs, I could say that since TCS is promoting this particular program, I could see whatever I've been doing since 2 years, I could see there's a lot of difference in the curriculum, and it will definitely give you an edge towards the placement opportunities. And I would I recommend all the students to look into this also as one of an opportunity. All the best for the students who are going to join in CSBS program. Right now, thank you.
Next, Sumant. Yeah, CSC AML. Now I request Dr. N. Sandhya, Professor of the department.
Thank you, ma'am. I welcome all the parents and students to this webinar. So AIML is all around the world. You have already been seeing that right from Facebook feeds to Google Map, that is finding we are finding its applications in every aspect of our lives. So AI already powers many of our interactions today. Here at VNR, we have a differentiator where we say which and will, what am I teaching, why am I teaching, what am I learning, why am I learning, why AI/ML. AI/ML is something rapidly changing our world and powering the fourth industrial revolution. The nearly limitless quantity of available data, affordable data storage, the growth of less expensive and powerful processing are the reasons that has propelled the growth of AI/ML. So what is that the students will be learning who are opting this course? They will be learning more of core subjects of computer science blended with AI/ML focused subjects such as deep learning with computer vision, artificial intelligence and neural networks, AI and humanity, machine learning, Python programming with machine learning, etc. The learning from this course may be extended to the applications such as AI in healthcare, AI in IoT, AI in cloud computing, AI in cybersecurity, etc. Coming to the placements, well, I need not talk about that. You all know how much AI has taken over in this world. So you will be definitely placed in many companies if you have an excellent hands on your machine learning programming. I would end just quoting about what Mr. Andrew Neate, a senior AI/ML professional from Stanford University, said. Just as electricity transformed almost everything 100 years ago, today actually there is almost nothing that I can think of in any industry which AI is going to transform for the next several years. That's all. And I wish all the best for the students who are joining CSE department. Thank you.
I request Dr. C. Kiranmai, Madam.
Good morning, everyone who are met with all of us. Welcome to this particular webinar. As a branch, maybe we are at infant state, but not at the knowledge, because data is everywhere. Without data, we can't exist. Whatever may be our domain where we are working, unless you organize the data properly, the outcome will be haphazardous. So here we are, the CSC data science. So how important data is, where all of us know when it is properly organized, how we can handle it, and what is the wonder we can create out of it. So as data science is taken into consideration, it crops into every other area, from personal to professional life. Data is everywhere. How you are organizing is what it matters. Now coming to this particular course, the student will be exposed to the various skills of handling the data, maybe performing an analysis for the future predictions, structuring the data properly for easy access, the various algorithms that are there, which will be learned and sequentially synthesized, the processes that are involved in arranging the data, the programming skills. Programming is a life skill. It is not something which we are going to learn through the class. It has to be adapted, imbibed into our blood for a proper structure of it, solving and getting knowledge out of it. So the first year students, now the students are in the second semester. Upskilling is a regular habit for all of us as a faculty and student also. It's a healthy relationship what we have between the students and the faculty, a continuous learning procedure that happens, wherein we keep ourselves abreast with the developments that are happening in the industry. We have qualified faculty to handle this particular course, trained at from various institutes and prominent Stanford, MIT, Coursera courses, which we happen to take it as a habit to continuously keep us updated. Coming to the career opportunities, yes, a database administrator, data engineer, data analyst, data scientist, and data translator, to name only a few. Last semester, while the students were in the first semester, we have conducted a workshop of creating awareness of data analytics through Excel, wherein the students were able to fare well in it. They were able to do sample projects on their own, show their creativity in excelling well in coding competitions. And one of the students stood first also in this particular competition. The Center of Excellence of Data Science, which shows that we are active in the data science for past few years. not only teaching is our motto, but also imbibing the responsibility to the society, giving back to the society. So thus are the social impact projects which the students keep on designing, which will be starting for them this exposure from the first year itself, to see that whatever little bit of knowledge they are learning, how it could be beneficial to the society. So may it be in the form of a mini project or a course-based project or a final year project, that learnings from the classroom and the additional learnings which happen to take place through certifications are projected to their outcomes in the form of projects. So I welcome you for this particular branch. Hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Next. CSC Internet of Things. Now it's over to Baby.
Thank you, Kiran madam. Very good morning to one and all. Today I would like to speak a few words related to Internet of Things. Nowadays, everyone among us are very much familiar with CSC branch, and sometimes the students are crazy or parents are really wish their children to opt a CSC branch in engineering. Recently, AICT has introduced few new courses under CSC, and IoT is one among them. And right now, many of the students and the parents are in a dilemma that whether IoT is a right choice or not. So in this regard, I would like to highlight very few points. Regarding curriculum and syllabus, there is no much variation between CSC and IoT. Just up to 10% of variation will be there. And the skills acquired by both the branch students regarding placements or with respect to higher studies are same. And if you can see it on the screen, there are many opportunities were listed over here, and it has lot of applications in various fields. So this applications in various fields will definitely, we can understand from this that there is a lot of scope for the opportunities. So parents and students, you please never worry that your board is not going to get CSC. And no doubt in any branch or whatever the opportunity that you grab, you just give your best. You will definitely achieve the things. Okay. Wish you all the best, and thank you for the opportunity, Devi Kamani.
Thank you, Baby. Now CSC Cyber Security. I request R. Kranti Kumar to take over.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Respected parents and my dear students and faculty, very good morning to all of you. Okay, now you have seen all the introductions regarding all the streams offered by the Department of CSC. So I would like to proudly say that in order to provide security for all the streams, we require the cyber security. Okay, it is one of the most prominent and promising field in the across the world as well as in our department. Okay. And I would like to say you two real-time applications. Okay, all of us in this meeting might have got fake mails or fake messages asking your OTP or asking your credentials. One or other time you might have received that. That is one real-time application where we need to defend those type of fake calls or fake messages with the help of the cyber security. And one more thing is some countries officially, I can say officially, they are trying to steal the COVID-19 vaccination formula. They are trying to steal it. Okay, that is also one real-time thing which we need to focus upon. So with the help of our cyber security, we are going to defend all those attacks across the globe. And we in our curriculum, we have empowered with subjects like cybercrime investigation, ethical hacking, forensics, and we'll also audit the company or any organization whether they are cyber free or not. So what I'm trying to say is whether they are secured in terms of various factors. There are to say something. Okay, so job roles what they fit into are security analyst, security architect, security software developer, cryptographer, intrusion detection specialist, computer security incident, ethical hacker, or vulnerability assessor. So vulnerability is, for example, if you take vulnerability, it is a risk which need to be addressed. So whether it is risk protected or not, we are going to certify with the help of our auditing. And please observe this graph. It is one of the top skills, top growing skills with respect to cyber security from 21 to 25. These are the ranges wherein which the job market will be provided for the students. So we welcome all the students to join cyber security and all the groups and make a very great success in future. Okay, thank you very much.
Next, Suman. Yeah, how CSC is different in VNR VJIT. So we have introduced a club on Turing Hat. So here, this Turing Hat club have been introduced by Mr. Pratik Verma, who is one of the panelists in today's session. So this is a peer-to-peer learning where our students will be learning the coding skills. The seniors will be educating the juniors. So this has been a very good, the students will be acquiring the good coding skills, thereby even the placements also, they got very good offers. Technical trainings, so by the industry experts, the department have been giving the industrial training for the past 3 years on full stack developer and coding, that is problem solving skills, and also advanced problem solving skills, AI/ML, data science by the industry experts. Course-based projects, so for each and every laboratory course in academics, we have introduced this course-based project. The students will be carrying out their projects in each laboratory course. And in-house internships training, so the faculty will be encouraging the students to give the internships for their research work, whatever they are carrying out during their PhD. And we always, the students who have done their projects in the final year, we will be conducting an open house where the students get an opportunity to exhibit their projects. And Google Women Empowerment Program, this is a WISE program. Our students will be getting an internship in Google. For a 6 months period, the students undergo training internship in Google, and this also enhances the placement skills. Last 6 months back, we have introduced a club called as Gamma Club. It is a research club. Now slowly we were inculcating the research culture among the students. Now it is compulsory that all the UG students who are in the final year have to publish a paper. That will be compulsory. It should be a Scopus index or else an ACI index. So we are getting a very good response from this club. And few students have also got their international research internships. So one of our students got research internships in Singapore University. The other students, the third year student, she is doing her internship in US-based company also. So 6 months back only we have started. So lot of things we are expecting from this particular Gamma Club to increase the research culture among both the students and the faculty. Next. So I conclude saying that always a good education is a foundation for a better future. Thank you all. Now I request Sangameshwar Reddy, who is a senior manager Amazon and also the first batch alumni of VNR VJIT CSC department. And he's also gold medalist from the JNTU University. For all the affiliated universities, he received a gold medal for his excellence in academics. Now I request Sangameshwar Reddy to throw some light on these new branches which have been introduced by AICTE, the career aspects, and also to avoid the ambiguity among the students and also the parents. Sangam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. We'll make it very short, but we'll try to address the things what Madam said. The courses, what has been newly introduced, AI, ML, data sciences, cyber security, and everything. To be frank, I think all these things are different branches which enables the people to go and focus in a particular area. If someone has an interest, previously what used to happen is we used to have only one branch, which was CSE branch. Later, over a period of time, we got CSE IT, which was very focused on the infrastructure part of it, go into more details into the networks, layers, devices, and everything, which enable people to really focus on it. It enables the people to go into that particular area who are interested in it. Now, there's always been a question, even when we started working with this new courses, there was a fundamental question which me, madam, and everyone were discussing about it was, how do we differentiate these things? Do they are completely different, or they just enable you to go to the next level? Let me clarify things, right? There is no difference. Right? In a sense, CSE computer science fundamentals, which are offered across all the branches, whether you call CSE, whether you call CSE AI ML, CSE data sciences, CSE cybersecurity. The basic foundations, what is required someone to be a computer science engineer will remain the same. Everyone will acquire these skills in a sense, which basically what we talk about, computer architecture, basic processing technologies, what happens, data structures, programming languages, algorithms. These foundation technology, foundation courses which are required someone to be called as a computer science engineer will remain the same. What it enables the other courses is that CSE focuses a lot onto the core computer science. When you look at it like advanced computer architecture, it focuses on advanced computer architecture. It focuses more onto the distributed systems, how you want it. It's basically touches everything what it really does. Whereas when you go to the AI ML, it enables you to take those foundational courses and then separate it out yourself to go more focused into the artificial intelligence and machine learning models. So that's the specialization, what it brings to the table to it. Similarly, the data sciences will basically focuses more onto how you use these statistic techniques. It's a more of some of the statistic concepts got introduced where you start looking at into the data in a completely different angle and take that into the next level. Cybersecurity, as everyone was explaining, it focuses more onto the security aspect. By the way, the security aspects, what you talk about, you could always look at it saying, does the CSE offers this? Yes, CSE does offer this, where you look at in basic computer networks, encryption standards, and everything were taught. What it really enables is to take it to the next level, where you go into a specialization of these things, going into an algorithmic fashion of, hey, what it really does it? How do we go into an encryption models and everything? So each of these branches, what has been introduced based on the need of the industry and how the industry is evolving, and where each of these streams are becoming into a different industry itself altogether. I mean, if you look at it in any traditional computer science or any IT companies, traditional IT companies, we used to have only one model, right? When someone comes in, you train them, you get in the requirements, and you go and do a distributed computer sciences, distributed application, basically an application, which basically in a 1 lakh feet over level, I can say that, hey, you build an application to solve on a business problem, which basically has 3 components. You give an interface where users will use the systems, input the data, and you have an automatic or some kind of an algorithmic fashion which processes the data and stores the data. That summarizes of what any computer science or any application what you built into it. But over a period of time, if you look at it in the last 10 years, the amount of data which is generated by these systems is exponential growth. Today, we are sitting onto the systems which collected the data so big enough, we just don't know what else to do on this. The traditional way of doing data mining or a BI data warehouse technologies or anything wouldn't really help that kind of details what you look at it. You're talking about petabytes of data which is there at your disposal. What you want to do on top of that is where the new courses will come into picture and help you. The places where you look at it, the ML data sciences is basically focuses on take the data, mine the data, get the insights into it, and feed the data, feed the insights back into the system so that you could improve overall the systems. That's the specialization what data sciences brings into it. Now, AI ML will come into the picture where, hey, some of the things when someone puts in a request and you take onto the data and someone behind the system does the verification of it and everything. Just imagine that over a period of time, do you want to continue to do that? Or do you want to bring it saying, hey, based on the data, what has been inserted, can I do look at the historical data, what typically happens into it, and give the recommendation of it is, this is the recommendation what we're doing. That's where the artificial intelligence will come in. take the data, compare your historical data analysis, and make the decision making onto it, so that your decision making and moving along with the next step becomes faster. That's where your artificial intelligence will come into picture, ML will come into picture, and learn it into the things, right? Cybersecurity, as I explained, it is something which is so crucial. And by the way, traditionally across the systems also, the security is something which comes at a last. But I think the cybersecurity people who get into the cybersecurity will have that view completely different. It is not something you should think about at the last. This is something what you should be thinking at the day one of it. Your requirement should include those things. So that's where I think all these branches will help you to go into it and will help you to figure it out what you want to do it over a period of time. Basically, look at yourself, that where you want to see yourself, pick it. Now, there will always be questions. This is something which everyone will have a question that, hey, I pick it for all the reasons, right? Whoever is there in the meeting, the students, parents, and everything. Because of things, someone who didn't get a chance into AI ML, but I got a seat into the data sciences. Will it enable me to go to the next level? Absolutely. There is nothing which stops. Today, the world is become so small thanks to the internet. You can join in CSE. You can look at the curriculums, what is being provided by for the other courses. You can go to a lot of open course available on the things, and you can extend yourself and learn these things. At the end of the day, how you use these technologies on your day-to-day job is what differentiates you from others. So that doesn't stop you at any point in that, hey, I got into CSE data science, but I am interested in AI ML courses as well. Nothing stops you. Finish your data science course and you still go ahead and take the courses, additional courses, what you want on your out of it with your knowledge and with the open courses available across the things. So never get disheartened from the fact that, okay, I wanted into this, but for some reason I didn't do it. All the courses, what is offered in the CSE department are at least will give you the 50% of the foundational courses remain the same. That means you will still be eligible to go and explore where you want to do it. So don't get disheartened onto it. Choose the things. First preference would be what the interest area you want to get into it, get into that. If not, look at the next alternative option. At the same time, use the time to go and learn these things and be equipped with it. At the end of the day, when you sit into the campus interviews or interviews, no one really going to look at it, hey, the AIML courses, I'll ask only AIML specific. No, that's not how it is going to be. Unless otherwise the position which comes as a data scientist position or something, which is specialization in it. But as an app, if you want to get into an entry level, any company or anything, the focus will always remain on the basics of it, which is programming languages, your data science, how you think about the data, what's your knowledge base on your algorithms, how your problem solving skills, can you write in a production ready code? These are the things which are crucial for any job. It doesn't matter where you want to go. So that being said, great. It was a great opportunity to interact all the people. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. I'll be happy to take if anything comes. But ma'am, it's next to you.
Yeah, thank you, Sangam. Next, I request Magesh from TCS, who looks after the computer science and business systems from industry side. So I request Magesh Garu to please create an awareness on the branch and also what are the career opportunities on computer science and business systems. Over to Magesh.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good morning, all. This is Magesh from TCS, and no, I was told that we also have parents for this meet, so I will try to keep it as simple and short as possible because I've been given a slot of about 5-10 minutes. So, so this course started in 2018, and it was designed very carefully and meticulously by TCS experts. And also from the academic side, we have stalwarts like Dr. Bimal Roy, who is a Padma Shri, and in fact was a chairman of Indian Statistical Commission of Government of India. With them, we jointly designed this course, and it was the course was designed keeping a few very important aspects in mind. Okay, one is there has to be a holistic, understanding of the course for the students. Not a unilateral understanding. what I mean to say is that it is important for anybody, even for a student, to know how the business works, not just the technology, right? End of the day, a company works or runs basis the revenue, right? Revenue and profit. So this course has aspects related to all of that. Not just a student, not just will become a computer science engineer at the end of the course, but also they can set up their own business, they can become entrepreneurs, because the sort of subjects, the kind of subjects that we have, like financial management, design thinking, marketing, even HRM, human resource management. So this gives a complete understanding of how a business or a corporate works, which is very, very essential for students, because if a student just understands how a technology is, and the focus is only on technology, they might not know what is happening at the back end, which is how the process gets converted into revenue. When you understand the final output of yours, you'll be in a better state to do your work. That, and secondly, the course was also designed keeping in mind the current scenario in the Indian education system, wherein we did a lot of research, and of course there are a lot of reports in the news channels, or other articles as well, that students, upfront I would like to say that Indian education system needs a lot of improvement, first of all, right? And some of the areas that that is lacking is, of course, areas related to communication skill and also the computer skills. So we focused on these two areas. We also have courses like business communication and value science, wherein the students are taught how to make presentations, how to make client presentations, how to talk to during a meeting, things like simple things like email etiquettes, presentation, how to make a presentation, and things like that. So it goes into minor aspects. It covers minor aspects which are, of course, very important from a student point of view and a business point of view. This is another thing, and also it covers the important areas and upcoming areas like AI, ML. We have all these subjects covered in the course: AI, ML, IoT, cloud, you name it. The future technologies are part of the course, along with the traditional core subjects, as well as the humanities related courses. So as I said in the beginning, it's a holistic course where the student will get a overall understanding of the business along with technology. And from a company's point of view, as you know, TCS has been in the industry for about 50 years now, 51 years now. And, we've seen the various changes in the technology. We've been part of a lot of evolutions and revolutions. And, we know how things work in the industry, right? And who better than TCS to, design a course, right? At least from an Indian, education system point of view. So as far as internship and placements are concerned, because this is a TCS designed course, we will always have a special eye on the students from VNR. They will not be part of the larger group. They will, as I said, VNR and CSBS being a part of TCS partner ecosystem, we will definitely keep an eye on the students, and they will be groomed exclusively. And of course, when it comes to internship, there will be an exclusive opportunity for the VNR students, CSBS students. And when it comes to placement, of course, we will go by the standard practice and the merit process. But again, as I said, there will be some sort of exclusivity for CSBS students. So with this, I would like to end my talk, because as I said, there are a lot of other panels, and everybody has to be given equal opportunity. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Now I request Pratik Verma. He is now actually working in Microsoft, and he's very famous for coding. He's one of the best coder when he was in the institute, and also founder of the Turing Hat Lab, who has introduced in the department of VNR IT. Now, Pratik, please discuss on the career opportunities and what are the skills actually required to place a very good company. Over to Pratik.
Thank you, ma'am, for your generous words, and good morning, everybody. Since all my previous panelists have discussed very much in detail about the curriculum and the placement opportunities, so I will largely discuss on what is driving the necessity for these specialized disciplines coming up within CSE. So this change is not actually being driven by the industry or the academia as such. So this is actually a shift in how the industry or academia views computer science as a discipline. So computer science from the beginning has always been a multidisciplinary subject. It always had a bit of mathematics, it always had a bit of electronics and a bit of everything to get it running. So if you majorly look at the famous topics that we are speaking about today, things such as AI and ML, these are not very new to computer science. These have been discovered something in late 1950s, 1960s. And it's actually the amount of focus and the research that which has gone into this discipline. This has changed the focus of the industry to look at it as a specific application to where we look at it as a specific discipline, wherein each discipline in itself has multiple applications. So traditionally, the data science or the AML, these services were provided by third-party providers as vendors to major industries. But now in this growing field wherein there is a lot of data streaming in and a lot of decisions happening in-house, these third-party vending services have now become integral to all the major institutions and industry. And almost every major industry that we spoke about, even in the placement section, now has in-house teams for these services like AML, data sciences, or even cybersecurity. And also, I do understand that maybe there are parents over here or students over here who are not yet too decided on where they're going with their career, who might be just having an introductory, who might be at an introductory stage to what computer science is. And I would say, do not be too much worried. Like Sangameshwar already pointed out, the course curriculum will always touch base on what computer science fundamentally is. And these are the concepts which will not vary across all of these disciplines. These are something that which you will carry on for the rest of your life. So these will be the same. And also, apart from this, some other things that I would like to highlight is that if you find yourself just telling that, you know, hey, I want to see myself in a particular role at the end of this one, or I want to be a particular person who wants to research in an area. So this specialization courses puts you in an advantageous position wherein you have a formalized curriculum, formalized basic curriculum, I would say, to kind of place you in that direction. And even if you are placed into a different one, or if you kind of during your course discover your passion in some other discipline, it is perfectly possible for you to kind of go into electives which will happen during your late third year and your early fourth year. And you will also have opportunities to develop projects with students from across these disciplines. So nowadays it is not fair to tell that all of these disciplines are mutually exclusive. In fact, if you kind of look into data science, like already Sangameshwar mentioned, once you go into predictive analytics or whenever you're going into deeper areas of machine learning, you would always see that data science and machine learning kind of go hand in hand. And also, while you kind of collect a lot of data, then now as you started hearing in even news items as well, the more data that you get a lot of problems even around data governance and how you kind of store that data safely of your customers. Also, how are you processing them? What are the privacy concerns? Again, all of this will again have a bit of mix from the cybersecurity as well. So any individual project that we take up, even in the industry, from the day one, like Sangameshwar and others from the industry have mentioned, we always think of all the prospectus. It would include cybersecurity, it would include machine learning, how the processing happens. So it is always a mix of all of these. So there is no a particular reason why we would tell that one is at a disadvantageous position than the other. So it is always up to these students on their passion and their motivation, which drive their choice of discipline. And even if you're in a discipline and if you discover a different passion while you're on the journey, it is always welcome for you to take up any new electives or any other massive online courses which are now widely available. And all of these are equally respected by the industry. So it's always a combination of the academia plus these self-learning plus the industry which drives in all these disciplines at the end of the day. So I would always encourage that you kind of always keep yourself updated and try to explore all of these avenues as you go through this journey. And I'm sure that you will be in a definitely advantageous position at the end of the day. That's it. Thank you all, and I'll hand over the floor back to Kiran.
Yeah, thank you, Pratik. Now it is over to our alumni, Mr. Akshay and Sneha. So Akshay, he has actually both of them have placed in JPMC. They have worked 2 years there, and later they have gone for their MBA program in US. They have completed their MS program and are now working. Akshay is working as a product engineer in Microsoft, and Sneha as a product engineer in BDO Canada. Now, both of you, please, how you have real-time experience in the department, your successful journey from first year to final year in the department, VNR VJIT, and after passed out also, okay? How this experience in the VNR VJIT help you in doing your MS program or the current career, okay? So both of you now, the Akshay can take 2 minutes of time, and then Sneha later on can take 2 minutes of time.
I suggest Sneha, you can take it up first.
Okay. First of all, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for providing this opportunity. And I'm glad that I'm coming back to this platform and speaking to every parent or students here. Hope each one of you are staying safe, and please be strong during these times. So if I have to tell you about my experience at VNR and post VNR, so I had a tremendous learning journey during my undergrad at VNR. So basically, if I have to tell you, it doesn't depend on branch. It doesn't depend on your degree as well. It totally depends on your skills and what you've achieved during that time. So if I have to tell you about my experience, I and Akshay, along with other, friends at VNR, we have developed many, real world projects and kind of worked with many internships and so on. So that actually added value to our resume, which is what most of the companies look for. So what companies look for when they are hiring for a candidate is whether you have transferable skills or not. So it doesn't depend if you had taken CS, like, IoT course, or doesn't depend on cybersecurity course if you have taken that. It totally depends on whether you can prove that you have the right skills to accomplish that task at that job. So with that said, we had the strong foundations, which of course VNR and the staff had provided to us. So that is very, very important too. If you just have the basic knowledge, later on you can just build on it through your own experiences. And this could be either by taking part in many competitions, coding competitions, or develop your own projects, develop your apps or websites and so on. So that's when you actually start experimenting with your learnings. So what I would suggest for parents as well as students is, don't worry whichever course or whichever program you're into. It's just that you have the right skills. And if I have to talk about coming abroad and masters, again, they see is, are you part of different extracurricular activities? Did you really work on many projects? Did you have the right experience to take up challenging work at either a business school or either at a software industry as well? So with that said, I can pass it over to Akshay if he wants to talk about master opportunities at like abroad.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for attending this session, and of course, thanks my beloved faculty. It's absolutely a pleasure to be joining this call right now at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. So it really showcases how much I really want to be part of this session to enlighten the parents as well as students who are part of this call. So I guess everyone so far who's spoken did cover the majority of the points, which I totally agree with. So let me just add one or two points, or probably share some examples to just make you understand whatever has been said in a much simpler and easier way. So that's correct. So it really doesn't depend on what course you're actually taking up. Like, if you consider the courses that are available within the CSE department, all of them have the same fundamental courses of computer science within them. And whatever you're doing extra, that is the AI or IoT or cybersecurity, it's just like an add-on. It's just like an opportunity where you can kind of explore if that is your cup of tea or not. And even if you do get into another CSE stream, there's always an opportunity for you to jump into whatever role and whatever kind of domain that you'd like to. And all of that only depends on what you do when you're at school. So it's not just about taking up those courses and just getting a good like scores and then figuring out like a great percentage towards the very end. It's not about that. It's about the quality of learning that you have kind of learned within those few years, and then how you actually utilized all of those learnings to develop cool and innovative projects. So that's what really stands out to industry professionals, be it the Amazons, the Microsofts, or the Facebooks, or whatever. And coming to the master side of things, I personally have friends who didn't at all take up CSE or IT, but happened to take up majors in computer science when it came to their master's program. So anything is possible on this world. I think it's just the passion and drive that's needed by each one of you if we really want to get to one particular destination. And just to mention one other fact, like I do have friends from even chemical engineering as well as supply chain management who are right now working at Microsoft as software engineers as well as product managers. So I guess that's like the best example that I could give you. And I guess with that, I'd like to wrap up the masters as well as the different streams. So don't worry, everyone, you guys are in good hands. The faculty at VNR are absolutely amazing, and they really provide you a great environment where you can build those great friendships and also learn at the same time. So you guys are safe. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, thank you, Akshay. I request all of the panelists to be there for another 10 to 15 minutes. Now, Kantasuda, if any questions, queries are there, now we are here to answer, please.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all the panelists who have given a very good insight into the CSE and the related streams. So we have, since we have the parents into this session, so I request any of the parents, if they have any kind of clarification which you require related to these specializations or anything, so the team will be able to answer them. So you can just unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can put it in your chat box also. Yeah, coming, so I think it's related to the fee structure they are asking. Yeah, fee structure is 1,31,000 per annum, which is as per the government rules. If you are coming through counseling process or if you are coming through JE based rank. If you are coming through other NRI or the NRI sponsored quota, it is $5,000. Akshit Reddy, hope I have answered your query. Yeah, you just need to unmute yourself if you have to ask the question. Please check, there will be a button with your mute sign. I don't know whether you are able to follow. MPC and 912 marks and mains 83%. Can I get in CS? See, it's not like we can say right now because depending on the applicants, okay? So last year cutoff was above 95%. They could get into the CSE and related streams. So this year, how the applicants will be based on that, because last year we have seen a heavy demand related to CSE and the other specializations. So the competition was very stiff last year. So we need to see, or we'll be able to comment on that only based on the applicants list. Yeah, JEE mains, you just need to get the JEE rank. I think there are 2 more attempts still remaining there. So unless it is completed, you will not be given the JEE mains rank. So we generally look into JEE mains rank, not the NTA score. Yeah, BCAT fee structure is also the same. As I told, if you are coming to JEE mains, it is 1,31,000. 956 in second year. Can I get CSE? Of course, you do have a chance. Please, our application will become active once the MCET result is given. Okay, so most tentatively you'll get it in the month of August. Please stay vigilant and please keep looking into our website regularly. And you can also register on our admissions homepage in our website. Inquiry register is there. So you can just put forth your details over there so that we keep you in the loop about whatever is happening at the from the institute end. For NRI, we do consider IP marks as well as MCET, both in combination. So if you have
IB marks and what is the other marks you will consider?
MCET, sir, MCET rank also, sir. MCET rank also we do consider. It will be in a combination. So in the sense, it's not like if I score only in IP and I don't get an MCET rank. So it's not like that. So we just generally look into the combination of these two. So if you want last year's statistics, if you see last year's statistics, I'll tell you it's about 95% and less than 20,000 MCET rank. If you have, we do consider for NRI.
The thing is, we are at, outside the country and we are not able to attend the MCET. In that case?
Yes, sir. I think I have discussed with you. You come under the category of NRI, wherein you are done your entire education over there. So we'll consider your 12th marks, sir. We'll do consider your 12th marks.
Okay.
So all those NRI candidates whom we call it as pure NRI in the sense the students who have done their entire education abroad. So we do consider them as pure NRIs. So in that case, we generally look into their marks of 12th, 11th and 12th.
Thank you.
Right.
Madam, good morning, madam.
Yes, sir.
మేడం మీరు చెప్పిన దాన్ని బట్టి చూస్తే మేడం ఈ కంప్యూటర్ కోర్స్కి చాలా డిమాండ్ ఉన్నట్టుగా ఉంది అంటే కాంపిటీషన్ సో ఒకవేళ కనుక కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్లో కనుక సీట్ రాకపోతే సమ్ అదర్ కోర్ బ్రాంచెస్లో మనకు అడ్మిషన్ దొరికితే ఈ కంప్యూటర్ రిలేటెడ్ ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ దొరికే అవకాశాలు ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా?
Absolutely, sir. That was what alumni Akshay and Sneha were telling. So ఈ skills whatever you are saying, no, so any branch ఇప్పుడు VNR లో చూసుకుంటే మీకు ఈవెన్ ఆటోమొబైల్ అండ్ సివిల్ బ్రాంచెస్ కూడా సర్టిఫికేషన్ కోర్సెస్ ఆఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు ఏవి ఈ AML లో వాటిలో అండ్ దే హ్యావ్ గివెన్ ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎలెక్టివ్ కూడా ఉంది వాళ్ళకి వేర్ దే కెన్ స్టడీ అబౌట్ ది స్కిల్స్ అండ్ ఆల్ వేర్ అవర్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ CSE రిలేటెడ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ వాళ్ళే డీల్ చేస్తారు ఆ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ కూడా అండ్ దే ఆర్ ప్రెటీ మచ్ అంటే మీరు బ్రాంచ్ ఏదైనా తీసుకోండి సో ద డొమైన్ వేర్ యూ వాంట్ టు గో అంటే మీ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ని బట్టి యూ కెన్ ప్రొసీడ్ VNR కాలేజ్లో ఎట్లా అంటే యూ కెన్ హ్యావ్ ద డైమెన్షన్స్ వేర్ ఇన్ యూ కెన్ ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ ఆల్ ద డైమెన్షన్స్ అవైలబుల్ దేర్ సో ఆపర్చునిటీస్ అనేది మేము క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం హౌ యూ టేక్ ఇట్ అప్ అండ్ హౌ యూ ప్రొసీడ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ అనేది స్టూడెంట్ మీద డిపెండ్ అయి ఉంటుంది అంతే
అంటే మేడం ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సివిల్ ఇంజనీర్ తీసుకుంటే అవే మెయిన్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ అవుతాయి
అవును సార్ దాంట్లో ఉన్నాగానే సివిల్లో కూడా యూ హ్యావ్ ద రోల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ AML ఇవన్నీ ప్రతి కోర్ డొమైన్ లోనూ మీకు రోల్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళు మాట్లాడిన స్పెషలైజేషన్స్ అన్నిటి రోల్ ఉంది సో మీరు ఒకవేళ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఇన్ దట్ డొమైన్ యూ కెన్ గో ఇన్ దట్ డొమైన్ ఆ రిలేటెడ్ కోర్సెస్ మీరు స్పెషల్ గా సర్టిఫికేషన్ కోర్సో ఏదైనా వేరే చేసుకుని you can proceed in that or if he is interested in the core domain they do have opportunities in that particular core domain also
మేడం ఈ సర్టిఫికేషన్ కోర్స్ అనేది మన కాలేజ్ నుండి ఇస్తారా లేదంటే ప్రైవేట్ గా చేసుకోవాలా
లేదు మేమే ఇస్తాము ప్రతి స్టూడెంట్ కి we do have అంటే రెండు సర్టిఫికేషన్ కోర్సెస్ కంపల్సరీ as part of their academic regulations ప్రకారం they have to complete so అది చాయిస్ ఇస్తాం వాళ్ళకి whatever we are offering we give them different choices and based on that
మేడం
వాళ్ళు తీసుకోవచ్చు
ఓకే మేడం ఇప్పుడు
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్ సార్ యూఆర్ కొంచెం గట్టి మాట్లాడరా
అంటే మేడం ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్ జేఈ పర్సంటేజ్ ప్రకారం మన దాంట్లో ఎంతవరకు వచ్చింది సీటు?
Okay, sir. So JEE mains rank, JEE mains rank actually is around, JEE mains rank వచ్చేసి 30,000, 20,000 ఆ range లో, all India rank without any category reservation. So all India rank without any category reservation 20, 30, 40 ఆ range లో ఉంది సార్. అంటే ఇయర్ బై ఇయర్ యాజ్ వీఆర్ టెలింగ్ కాంపిటీషన్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ యాక్చువల్లీ 20,000 నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అయింది సార్ జేఈ ర్యాంక్. అప్లికెంట్స్ 20,000 ర్యాంక్స్ వాళ్ళే వచ్చారు, ఎందుకంటే లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ పాండమిక్ వల్ల మెనీ స్టూడెంట్స్ దే డిడ్ంట్ గో టు ఎన్ఐటీస్ అండ్ ఆల్, ఎన్ఐటీస్కి వెళ్ళడానికి భయపడ్డారు. So many of them opted for the local best colleges. So in that context, we have got very good ranks, opening ranks for CSC, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Right, sir. Cutoff for MSET CSC, sir, please, first rank, last rank, maybe. First rank, last rank list is available on our website. Website lo chudandi, sir. Meeku cutoff, meeku category wise kuda undi. So you can look into that. Yes, sir. Fani Kumar, sir, please.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
ఇప్పుడు జేఈ మెయిన్స్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ అండి, ఎంసెట్ అండి, ఎలా ఫస్ట్ సీట్ అలాట్ చేస్తారండి? అంటే ఆన్ వాట్ బేసిస్?
చెప్తాను సార్. 70% ఆఫ్ ద సీట్స్ ఏంటంటే మీకు కౌన్సిలింగ్ ద్వారా వస్తారు సార్, త్రూ ఎంసెట్ వస్తారు. 15% ఆఫ్ సీట్స్ 15% ఆఫ్ సీట్స్ మేము జేఈ మెయిన్స్ ర్యాంక్ కన్సిడర్ చేసి మెరిట్ బేసిస్ మీద ఇస్తాము. సో దీనికి ఫీ స్ట్రక్చర్ వచ్చేసి మీకు ఎంసెట్ లో ఏ ఫీ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఉందో అదే ఫీ స్ట్రక్చర్, 1,31,000 per year.
Okay, but madam, are we eligible through NRI quota also?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are eligible provided you are able to furnish the documents related to NRI quota status.
Okay.
మేము అప్లికేషన్ లో క్లియర్ గా ఇస్తాం సార్, అది ఏమేం కావాలి, ఎన్ఆర్ఐ కింద అప్లై చేయాలంటే ఏమేం కావాలి అనేది అప్లికేషన్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు వెరీ క్లియర్లీ విల్ గివ్ ఇన్ దట్. సో మీరు అది చూసుకుని దాన్ని బట్టి అప్లై చేసుకోవచ్చు.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
రైట్ సార్. 10th వరకు అబ్రాడ్, ఇంటర్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్. సో Ravindra Chari. Sir, this will not be considered as pure NRI, but you can apply through sponsored NRI categories. What are the requirements under BCAT? Yeah, that's what I told you. BCAT means it is basically through JEE mains rank. So if you have got a JEE mains rank, you can apply through B category, where the fee structure will be the same as that which is coming through counseling process. 1,31,000 is the fee structure at present for VNR College, 1,31,000 per annum. So if you are coming through that B category, you need to come through your JEE mains rank. All India JEE mains rank without any category reservation. It's an open rank we are talking about. If your father is working in Sudan, are you eligible to apply for NRI quota? Absolutely, you can do that. Okay, so application, once it opens, you can apply. Akshit Reddy, total 4 years fee structure. I'm telling you per annum, it's 1,31,000 per year. So you can't pay it as a complete fee as for 4 years. You have to do it every year wise only. We'll take the payment. NRI sponsor should be a blood relative. Need not be, sir. Need not be. You can use any of your relative or your close friend, whoever is there, as your NRI sponsor.
How much fees, madam? NRI category?
Sir?
NRI category fees, madam?
NRI category fees is $5,000, sir. $5,000, which comes around 3.75 lakhs per year. Every year you have to pay the amount. So Shivkumar sir, I hope I have answered your question. So anyone else, parents, if they want, please, you can unmute yourself and speak. We'll be able to answer you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Ravi.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes. My daughter has a little bit of, I want to give the background. She studied till 7th grade in abroad, and then 8th, 9th, and 10th she attended for the Cambridge University.
Okay.
As part of the IGCS course.
Okay.
Okay. After that, she moved to the 11th and 12th into the CBSE.
Okay.
So, will that applicable for the NRI consideration?
Sir, that's what I told. NRI, we have two categories, sir. One is called as pure NRI, wherein we take into consideration if they have done their 11th and 12th also abroad. Okay, so since if you have done, you said your daughter has done only till 7th. So you can apply through NRI sponsor category, sir. That will be applicable for you.
Okay, but I'm talking about the IGCSE because she went for the Cambridge syllabus, right?
No, it's
Even
fine,
though
sir. Since you said that 11th and 12th she has done her CBSE, it should be fine, sir.
Okay.
Documents related to NRI sponsored category, sir, will be giving it along with the application. So it will be, I'll tell you what are the documents. It's just that we need a proof that you are sponsoring from, it's an NRI sponsored category, wherein we'll be asking you the proof of your passport, your visa or your work permit, okay, or your citizenship, whatever is available. I mean, whatever, on what basis you are claiming for NRI sponsored category. Akshit Reddy, can we get scholarship? There are scholarships which are given by the government, I guess. So you have this fee reimbursement which is offered by Telangana state government, and you have other scholarships like Pragati is for girls, I guess. So Pragati scholarship is there. So any scholarship which is coming through government, that is available. There is no management quota right. See, sir, the terminology generally is varying, that's all. Management quota itself is saying is inclusive of both this Cat B and NRI, sir. So total we have 30% from the institute level, wherein we call it as management quota. In that, half of the percentage, that is 15%, we are offering through merit only, that is through JEE mains, wherein we'll be giving you the same fee structure, whatever is applicable for through MCET counseling, that is 1,31,000 per annum. So this 30%, whatever we are you're giving through from the institute, so that is actually under management quota only. Yeah.
Hi, ma'am. This is Ravindra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi. So you said about 15% pure NRI quota, right? So what is the eligibility criteria for that? So is it a merit-based thing or how it goes?
Sir, NRI sponsor category also is on merit basis, wherein we take both intermediate and as well as MCET into consideration. So both these together in combination, we'll look out for the merits.
Okay, fine. So all this admission process will start after the MCET results, right?
Exactly. So we need a government order actually, wherein we can publish our notification or we can open our application. So there is a process and we completely follow the government process.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Siddharth.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, my father is working at Sudan, but I am studying in India.
Yes.
Am I eligible for management quota, ma'am?
Exactly. That's what I told you. You can apply through NRI sponsor category. No issue on that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Should I pay the fee in dollars? No, not required, ma'am. You can do it in rupees. The person should be a citizen of any other country outside India. Yes, exactly. NRI sponsor itself indicates that you are residing abroad, any country. It can be any country.
See, somebody on H-1B visa, but if they are not green card holders or citizens, but still eligible for sponsorship, right?
Yes. That's what I told. Even if you have work permit or your visa or your citizenship, any of this is valid to be considered under NRI sponsor.
Oh, thank you.
So anyone else who would like to put forth their questions related to branch or the specializations? So admission process, anyway, you can even put a query. We have a mail ID also, admissions 2021 at vnrvjit.in. You can put forth your doubts over there also. We'll try to clarify from our end. So apart from that, since the experts are available, if you have any clarification, if you need any clarification related to these specializations, I think this is the best time you can put it forward.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Srinivasan, sir, please.
So, ma'am, regarding this admission process,
yes, sir.
Can we go for management quota before MSET examination or after a rank? How is the process for that?
Sir, actually, you need to wait till MSET is over. After the MSET result, within a week after the MSET result, most probably that is a time we release our application, which is online. Okay, so you need to apply it through online, and once you apply it, depending on all the applicants we receive in the stipulated period of time, we arrive at the merit list, and we display this merit list on the website and giving you or telling you what is the branch that is being offered based on your merit.
This categorization of this prerequisite for seat allocation, on what basis it will be?
It will be on the merit list. It will be on the merit basis.
What comes into consideration while you are sorting out the list?
Yes, yes. For category B, it is JEE mains rank, sir. For category B, for NRI and NRI sponsored category, it will be intermediate marks in combination with MSET.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So the fee structure will be provided at the time of after.
Yes, we'll give you in the application also. You can all the details required will be available in the application.
Thank you so much.
So the admission process will start after the MSET exam or after MSET exam results?
MSET exam results, sir. Generally, government issues a notification before it starts its counseling process. Then that is the time when they issue a notification to the colleges telling that they can fill up their management seats.
Okay. Now,
so unless that GO is released, we don't issue the application.
Okay. Because the MSET exam now scheduled between 4, 5, 6, right? 4 to 6 August.
Yes, sir.
So we do not know when results come out.
Yeah. It will go up to August 10, sir. Most probably we'll have it in September only, because already JEE mains has been postponed. So depending on that, the state also has to align itself. So most tentatively, you will go to August 10 or September first week.
Oh, so till that point of time, we will not get any confirmation on the seat, right?
No, sir. Nothing of that, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, when we...
Madam, is there any basic counseling fees?
No, sir. I mean, government collects, I guess, if you are applying through online, that will be minimal, sir, actually.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you join through MSET or mains, the fee structure is the same. That's what I told you. So even if you are coming through MSET or if you are coming through JEE mains also, the fee is same. That is 1,31,000 per annum. If someone has not attempted mains, then how can she apply for CAT B? So if you have not attempted mains, I suggest you put your application. Let us see how the applicants are there. So in case we have any vacancy at the end, we generally, what the criteria is that if we don't have any person available till the JEE cutoff rank or qualifying rank, we generally go for the next what you call priority, which is the MSET rank. Okay, so I suggest you write the MSET since you have time. So try to take up MSET. So that will be the next criteria. Yeah, in NRI and sponsored category, IPA MSET rank. So that's what I told you. Above 95% and less than 20,000 is the what you call what has happened last year. So I don't know how this year will be, because from 19 to 20 itself we have seen a drastic change. We have seen very stiff competition last year. So this year we are expecting that it will be more actually. Yeah, 98% in IP. What rank should I get in MSET to get an NRI in AML? That's what I told you, right? So you should be in a better zone. That is less than 20,000 MSET rank. Or if you are getting a very good rank, you will be considered. So that is what I told. What will be the fees for management quota? I told you, Siddharth, it's $5,000, which comes around 3.75 lakhs. Yeah, 98% in IP. That's what I told you. Padmaja ma'am, whoever is typing in there. So if you want to get in AI and ML in NRI quota, through NRI quota, so you need to get a good MSET rank. So aim for good MSET rank. So any other queries apart from, I am just looking into the chat box and answering the questions. I hope most of the questions have been answered.
So, ma'am, the admission process or the counseling happens through online only, or do we need to come to the college?
So depending on the situation, right now we also will not be able to say anything right now, but application is basically online only. You need not come over to the college. You can do it online.
Okay, ma'am. So there is no restriction for applying, right, for the category for the NRI quota?
No,
like you
no
should be
restriction.
90 above or something like that.
Yes. You can apply. You can put your application. No problem at all. If you if you are looking for admission in VNR, definitely your application has to be there, either in CATB or in NRI.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Unless you are trying through MCET Council. Approximate cutoff rank for MCET. Sir, that's what I told you. I just want you to go to the web page of admissions. Okay, in the admissions, you will find on the right side, you will find first and last 2020 MCET ranks. It's not appropriate for me to tell the rank because depending on the category, caste category, the variation will be there. Sir. So better you look into that chart so that you will have a better understanding of what is the cutoff rank for your thing. If you really want to just ask me, so the 1527 is the last rank for boys under OC category, and for girls it is 1767 under OC category. I'm just telling OC, so if you have any kind of caste reservation, please look into the chart provided over there. Our website generally is updated in a very dynamic way, wherein we keep updating each and everything related to the admission process. So please keep following our website.
Madam, can we put two applications, like one for NRI category and one for JEE mains category?
Yes, you can do. You can do, and you will be given a choice. But provided we generally give a threshold cutoff date before which you have to give us the choice, whether you are taking up CATB or you are taking NRI.
Yeah, because we are not sure under which category.
Yeah. Most of the students do it. It's not a big thing, but you can do it. But you should not put two applications in the same category.
Yeah. Got it.
Yes. OC girls, Padma ma'am, that's what I told you. Please look into the website. 1767 is the last rank, OC category. See, if I start keeping telling the ranks like that, so it might be different for categories. That's what I told you. I'm just telling the open rank. Akshit Reddy, please go to the website and look into the chart. Okay. Please do keep looking into the chart. 1527. 1527 is the last rank last year. See, this is only based on the last years, and you can look into the previous charts also. So if you see 19 last MCET first and last ranks and 2020 MCET first and last ranks, you'll be able to get how much of variation has happened. Okay, so 2021 we are expecting a lot more changes will creep in. So you yourself need to analyze looking into those charts. Okay, so whether you will be able to get through or
not. Ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Suppose first we take admission through NRI or sponsor quota, then later on we may get seat in other college because counseling may be different times.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do we get refund of our fees?
Yes, sir. Actually, the main thing is during MCET, when you are coming through MCET, you are actually paying fee to the government. So when your seat or your allotment has been changed to another college in phase 2, so automatically there will be a transfer of that amount by the government itself. It's not that you are paying to VNR. When your allotment is done in VNR, you are actually paying the fee structure or the fee valid for VNR. Suppose in the second phase, you are opting for some other college, or if you are shifting to some other college, the fee will be automatically transferred by the government itself. We have no stake in that.
Okay. But how about NRI quota, madam?
NRI, you can't. NRI, sir, we generally give a cutoff date. Once we are given the allotments, we generally give a cutoff date before which you have to revert to that. And beyond certain date, we don't allow the cancellations.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, management quota, yeah, ma'am has given $5,000. Yeah, for anything related to your recordings or previous videos or related to the department, if you want to see, we have the VNR VJIT channel, YouTube channel, wherein you will find all the videos related to the various specializations or about the college and all these things. So if you are really interested in what you call joining in VNR, I suggest you look into those aspects. You go to our website and look into our dynamics, how are there for all the other branches. So I suggest all the parents to look into the college rather than the branch perspective. Don't restrict yourself only to the branch. Just keep open your mind, and please look out for all the options, because VNR is a college wherein we strive on a regular basis to make our students as an all-rounders. We give them plenty of opportunities for them to grow in a way which will ensure that they are developed in an overall fashion. So I suggest the parents that don't restrict yourself only for branch. So look out for the college which is best. And I can say that VNR is the best college. We were the college which we had got the opening rank in 2020. So VNR happens to be the first rank holder in MCET who has taken the admission, happens to be coming to VNR. So they didn't opt for the universities also, they have come to VNR, CSE branch. So you can understand the dynamics. So if you are very keen to know into those things, I think you can look into our State Council website, where everything is available and transparent also. So all the ranks related to various colleges and all those things are available on Telangana State Council for Higher Education. So you can explore that also further to see how other colleges with respect to VNR are there. Yeah, thanks for the valuable information. Yeah, if you have any doubts, please put forth. We'll be able to answer. And I thank all the panel members, those who have joined us today to give us insight into this particular branch and the related specializations. I thank all the SPOCs related to the specializations who have put in their efforts to give an idea about the branches to the parents and the students. I thank Shivakumar sir, the organizer, and his team, who have worked very diligently in making this happen and making it a very good success. And I thank the head of the department, Dr. B.V. Kiranmai ma'am, who has been instrumental in getting all the resource persons and the team onto the board for this live session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All the parents who have logged in for this session also, and I hope we have been able to give you an insight into the specialization aspect. So you will find on different specializations a series of this kind of webinars and panel discussions happening in the future. Right now, EC has completed. The video is available on our YouTube channel, and this recording of today's session also will be putting in the YouTube channel of our VNR VJIT. And similarly, we also have other department sessions also coming up very shortly. So we'll be sending you the mails related to that for all those people, those who have registered through our inquiry register. So I suggest you all to please put your details in the inquiry register. So it will be helpful for you to be in the loop. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam. Appreciate it.